Looks like we are. Yep. We're live. Notre Dame, Rutgers, Scarlet Knights lead at halftime. Put in a bucket right at the buzzer. And so we are simulcasting on our Notre Dame channel, on the main channel here at the Voice of College Football. And appreciate everybody being here. Let's watch some hoops. Watch the second half of what's been a really good first half. Good to see these Notre Dame fans coming in here. Yeah, watch party for the second half. We were on for the first half on the Notre Dame channel, and we had our faithful few here with Eric and Johnny Bays and Exploring with Ben and Real MVP and somebody I'm missing, with like 6 or 7, and boom, we switch it over and get a little pop here. We shall see. Tim's in both. That's the way to promote. That's the way to support there, Tim. In both. Our Notre Dame channel is at about 973 subs, something in that range. So we get Brian Driscoll on a regular basis from Irish Breakdown. We get Nathan Erbach to come on from his podcast, and Ben Belden. So we are going to continue to push the really good Notre Dame football content. So please subscribe to our Notre Dame channel here at the Voice of College Football. And I've enjoyed the first half. It's got to be the first NCAA basketball game I've watched for an entire half in I don't know how long. And it was entertaining. George is listening to the Florida game. How are they doing, George? Playing Iona, right? That game should be close to over. Getting a drive-through, getting in an express. Man, I got to get something to drink myself. Iona's good. Rob J. Thought Notre Dame basketball died after Digger Phelps. Mike Bray's been around and doing a nice job for a long time there, Rob J. Even I know that. SEC Dog, you can talk football with me. We can be the two guys talking football. We'll keep the basketball game up here, but we will be the two guys. Rick Pitino, didn't he just take a job somewhere? No adult beverages here at Sis's house. I got to get something, though. Be right back. In the other stream, I was asking for everyone's Final Four. I was also letting everyone know that if you care to, let's see if I can find it. If you care to see me reporting on basketball, covering basketball in 1996, yeah, a long time ago. There you get the link. Cyber is going North Carolina. Just me, Tim79. Georgia recruited really well past 3 to 4 years, and seeing them not only win the championship, also producing many NFL talents. Can Tennessee, Texas A&M do the same with NIL recruiting? Well, Texas A&M has already started. Tennessee's got a good coach in Josh Heupel. I think there are better days ahead for both of those programs, Tennessee and Texas A&M. Yes. A national championship, though, they only hand one of those out per year. So think of it this way. We could talk about all sorts of teams that have not won national championships, but have the ability, have the resources. Before this year, Georgia, add to the list Tennessee, Texas A&M, Penn State, Miami, USC, Texas, etc. Okay. Programs that have not won a national championship in the last 10 plus years. Okay. If we look at the next 10 years, there's probably going to only be, at the most, 6 schools win national championships in the next 10 years. 6. So you got to think, who's going to bet against Alabama winning a national championship in the next 10 years? Georgia. Ohio State would be on that list. Probably should be able to win a national championship in the next 10 years. Maybe Oklahoma, maybe USC, maybe. So there's not going to be many. It's going to be tough. It is tough to win a national championship. Oh, yeah. There you go. 1992. Yes. Ohio State, Michigan, Elite Eight game. Went to overtime. Oh. All right. Halftime is always way too long. Exploring with Ben and Sam. If Oregon had just boxed out North Carolina in the Final Four during their free throw attempt at the end, they had a shot. What year was that? Georgia won 6 games in basketball. 2014. Okay. I probably wasn't watching at that point. Wait a minute. Georgia. Mike White went to Georgia, huh? Huh. I covered Mike White when he was a player at Ole Miss. SEC dog, I see ya. Huh. Mike White. Yeah, he was the point guard at Ole Miss when I was covering the Rebels. Interesting. Tom Crean at Georgia. 1-17 in conference. Oh, wow. Chief, I think the 3 most hated college football programs are Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Alabama. And yes, Ferris, it would be great if Notre Dame was in the Big Ten. They should be playing football in the Big Ten. That's where they belong. Juan Dixon, Maryland, of course. Okay, can we get this thing started? Oregon State, yeah, worse than 1-17. Let's see here. I want to see. Let's see who was really awful this year. North Alabama 9-21. All right, major teams. South Florida 3-15. Duquesne 1-16. NC State, terrible. West Virginia, terrible. Georgetown 0-19 in the conference. Minnesota's terrible. Nebraska's terrible. Southern Miss went 1-17. Yeah, Georgetown 0-19. And somebody famous is coaching at Georgetown, right? I forget who. San Jose State went 1-17 in the conference. Oregon State. There you go to real MVP. Yeah, Patrick Ewing recently, but he's not the coach now, is he? He is right now. 0-19. Oh, their greatest player of all time. I knew that he was, but I didn't know that he still was coaching. Wow. Greatest player in the history of the school is the head coach, and they're 0-19. Oregon State, you're right. The real MVP, 1-19. And most of these big conference teams in non-conference, even if they're horrible like that, they usually win their non-conference games against all the bad teams. Oregon State only won 2 non-conference games and lost 9. 1-19 in the conference, 3-28. I love that record. That's hilarious. Georgia 1-17. Oregon State. How bad do you have to be? They beat Portland State, Nichols, and Utah. Hmm. Looks like we're ready to play hoops. Almost. These reality shows now are so pathetic because they're also staged. Come on. Bingo. Rutgers starting to open it up. You and me, Ben. You and me. Unless you're exploring with Sam. I always thought it was just exploring with Ben. Mark, did you realize Tom Crean is Jim's brother? Yeah. Oh, yeah. SEC dog when Mark Richt went 6-7 and lost to who? Was it Central Florida in the Liberty Bowl? Yeah, Coos, we've got an ulterior motive here. Ron Harper. Man, that makes me feel old looking at Ron Harper, who looks really old. That's it right there. Exploring with Ben. Subscribe. If you hate Notre Dame, unsubscribe later. Much later, but later. Get us safely over 1,000. Dan Marley is coaching Central Michigan. Huh. Thank you, Tim. I know SEC dog. Mark Richt did not deliver the chip. Everything else, it's pretty much right there. But think of it this way, give him a break on this. If there would have been a college football playoff in the 2000s, Mark Richt and Georgia would have made it in 02, 05, 07. I think 08, 12. Thank you, Ferris. I know you hate Notre Dame. You can unsubscribe, get us safely over 1,000, maybe like 1,100. It's a pretty good basketball game here. Nice. Wasn't 12 the best team, SEC dog? 2012? Ooh, that could be a nice video. Best teams not to win a national championship. Hummus Hero, what's your trivia question? Joe Bo, you are right. The Virginia Tech channel needs some help. Needs some serious help. I've had to neglect that a bit. Jordan, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Hummus Hero trivia. Name the 4 schools to win college football, basketball, and baseball national championships. Bonus. One of the 4 also has a hockey title. Michigan. UCLA. I don't think LSU's won a national championship in basketball. Or Florida, a baseball national championship. Florida? Probably Florida. Michigan, UCLA, Florida. I don't think Oklahoma. Oh, Miami? No, no basketball. Clemson? No. Notre Dame? No. Baseball? Baseball, the Pac 12. USC? Not basketball. Arizona State? No. UCLA, Michigan, Florida. Am I right so far? Am I right so far, Hummus? Hint one is the chief rival of another that has been mentioned. Well, I got Michigan, UCLA, and Florida. Am I right with those 3? Okay, I'm pretty proud of myself getting Florida, UCLA, and Michigan, and one of them's a chief rival. Florida State's not won a basketball championship. Georgia's not won it. They went to a Final Four in '83. Chief rival of Michigan, Notre Dame, Michigan State. Michigan State, no. Nobody wins baseball championships in the North. I think Michigan's the last one. Or UCLA. Man, I don't know. I should be able to come up with it. Duke? Duke's not got a football national championship. Man, I got 3. Miami does not have a basketball championship. And one of them is a chief rival. SEC dog. Same year, Bama beat us in the SEC championship game with Murray as our quarterback. Then Bama absolutely embarrassed Notre Dame in the BCS. Yes. The remaining one won all 3 within the same decade. Ooh. No, Texas has not won a national championship in basketball. Syracuse not in baseball. Stanford, no. In the same decade. I got Florida, UCLA, Michigan. Ohio State's never won a baseball championship. So if it's recently, it's got to be in the SEC. Not LSU. Ooh, no. Did Auburn didn't win a basketball championship? No, no. Man, I don't know. I figure stay south, yeah, for baseball. Man, I got 3 out of 4. Can't be Ohio State. They didn't win a baseball national championship, did they? Does everybody give up? I kind of do, although I'm going to kick myself when that's Stanford. Yeah, Auburn does not have a basketball championship. Texas, no. Oklahoma, no baseball. No bat. Shoot, Maryland, no baseball. I give up. I got 3. Ohio State. So Ohio State's the one I didn't get. I got Michigan, UCLA, and Florida. Ohio State. Yes, they do. Ferris, 1960. They played in 3 consecutive national championship games. Ohio State's been in a lot of Final Fours. Let's see. You've been in a lot of Final Fours. Ohio State. It's either Final Fours. Ohio State Final Fours, 1939, 44, 45, 46, 60, 61, 62, 68, 99, 07, and 12. National championship games, 39, 60, 61, 62, 07. They have won a lot of Big Ten championships. 25, 33, 39, 44, 46, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 68, 71, 91, 92, 2000, 02, 06, 07, 10, 11, and 12. They've won 5 tournament championships since '98. Well, you know, Hummus Hero, of course, the Big Ten has been super competitive with getting to Final Fours in the last 20 years, but has not won a national championship since Michigan State in 2000. Exactly, Eric. That was pretty bad. I got the other 3. I didn't think Ohio State had won a baseball national championship. But once you brought up 66, I thought, that's right. And I think Michigan is the last, yeah, not a Buckeye. I want you guys to say that every time somebody calls me a homer. All right, 51:50, 11 minutes left. Alex, who is the group of 5 that can make the national championship next year? Isn't that kind of obvious? Anybody but Cincinnati? So we got Jordan asking, name the 2 teams that have gone to the Final Four after starting in the first 4. So I used to be good at college basketball trivia, but I don't watch it anymore. So I think that's happened since me. I think one was that was one either VCU or Loyola. I don't know. I wasn't watching during that time. I haven't been watching since the first 4. Oh, UCLA did last year. Yeah. Yes. They were an 11 seed. Can Houston make the playoffs? Yes. One Scoop John, voice of college hoops. Houston in the playoff. May have to explore that one a little bit. What is Houston's big non-conference game this year? Houston goes on the road to take on Texas San Antonio. They play Texas Tech on the road. They got Kansas. Those are their three non-conference games. Texas San Antonio, Texas Tech, Kansas. Maybe. No Cincinnati for Houston in the regular season. There you go. Who won the first ever? And who did they beat? Talk is Pig. Can you name the lowest seed to win a national championship? Well, wasn't Villanova? Villanova was a 6, I think, in 1985. I know that. So anything that happened in the last 10 years, I'm not going to know. But anything before that, I'm pretty good. So Villanova was a 6. But I think UConn was an 8. Was UConn an 8? It was either Villanova 6 in 85 or UConn about 10 years ago, around 2010 or 11. UConn was an 8. There it is. The real MVP. Yeah. So I'm right there with you. So they were a 9, not an 8. Villanova was an 8. Okay. Now Michael's saying UConn was an 11. So we got to break the tie here. We got to break the discrepancy. What were they? According to this, according to Google, as of 1 day ago, the Villanova team remains the lowest seed to win the tournament. The Wildcats are also notable as the last Division I men's national champion to date to represent a school that did not sponsor varsity football. Last game played without a shot clock. So according to oh shoot, what is this? The lowest seed to win the national championships, Villanova. Is an 8 seed, Villanova. I don't know. The Los Angeles Times wrote an article 3 days ago that says Villanova is still the lowest seed. That UConn team must have been, unless they've got this screwed up, and nobody's listing that. So that's, when was that? 2014. That UConn team was definitely not a low seed. They were 31-8. They were a 7 seed. UConn was a 7. Thank you, Hummus. UConn a 7, Nova an 8, the lowest ever. Yes, Joe Bo. I remember it well. Nova shot like 68% in that game. '58, '56. Providence did not win the national championship. They went to the Final Four in '87 with Rick Pitino. They did not go. They did not win the national championship. As of right now, the Big 12's got to go to. Oh man, I think that's a good race. I'll say Baylor. Yes, Ray Meyer. Well, KMS being, it was proven last year that somebody besides Oklahoma could win the Big 12. Michigan beat Seton Hall in '89. Michigan beat Seton Hall with Ramil Robinson, Glenn Rice in '89 in overtime. That Providence team with Rick Pitino was part of the three. There were no. In '85, there were three Big East teams, but in '87, you had Syracuse and Providence. Indiana won the championship over Syracuse. I forget the third team. I think it was UNLV. '87, but Providence lost in the Final Four in '87. Yeah, Illinois. They played a great game against Michigan in the Final Four. Who's calling you paper champs, Talkus Pitt? You won the ACC and beat Clemson, even in a year in which you had Clemson on the schedule from the Atlantic. That's pretty impressive. I would have guessed anybody not playing Clemson would have the better shot at winning the Coastal. Exploring with Ben and Sam, 24 subs to 1,000 on the Notre Dame channel. Please subscribe. Eric, I'm with you. If you watched a whole basketball game, we don't get to 1,000. I watched a whole basketball game. Yes, charity work. I got to do that from time to time. So let's make a strong push here. Notre Dame channel, please subscribe. Even if you hate Notre Dame, if you love what we're doing, subscribe. Let's get well over 1,000. Then you can unsubscribe. But the Notre Dame channel, that is the focus. We've also put a lot of effort into the West Virginia channel recently. We are doing a live stream every Friday on the West Virginia channel. We've got some good content there. Oh, I needed that. Well, there's 5 minutes left. They got plenty of time, but still down 5. The 3 rimmed out. Love it, Rob. Yes, Eric. The Oregon channel. Fit Eric on there a number of times. Eric Scopel, Ryan. Thank you, Ferris. Appreciate that. Can I answer what? Let's see. Texas Savage. Does Texas keep Sarkisian after 2023? I've never been impressed with Steve Sarkisian. He did not make Washington better. He made Washington slightly better because Washington was in a lull. But Chris Peterson showed what Washington could be again since Don James. And then at USC, Steve Sarkisian did not improve USC. He is recruiting like he should be improving Texas. I'm going to say that Texas should go. Well, they've got Alabama on the schedule out. I was going to say 8-4. I'll go more like 7-5 because that's an automatic loss. And then let's say they go 9-3, and yeah, they keep him around after 23. Talk is Pit. Did you check out our ACC history video on the all-time program rankings? What do you think of Pitt's status? I did some high school football and basketball and college back when I was a young lad there, Michael. So I did 1991, 92, 93. Little 94, did high school basketball for WNCO in Ohio. And we did high school and football and basketball. And we did also Ashland University football. Plus some oddball sports on the side from time to time, some softball, some swimming. Big hoop. Well, yeah. Okay, Tim. What I meant was, yes, they got better. They went 0-12, but he did not take them anywhere that they couldn't have gone otherwise with somebody else. Like Chris Peterson really lifted the program. I know that they were better, but anybody with a pulse could have gone 5-7, 7-6, 9-4, 7-6, or whatever he went, something in that range. So yeah, we were on the radio, and I enjoyed that. I don't know that I could do, let's say, baseball every day, play by play, do it just over and over and over and over and over every day. And I don't have the pipes for it, but it was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed doing play by play for high school football and basketball and some Division III football and basketball. Yeah, that was fun. We had a couple teams that made it to the boys and girls basketball teams that made it to the Final Four in the state. And so I called some games down at St. John's Arena in Columbus. And what was funny was that both Charles Woodson and Orlando Pace's high school basketball teams were deep in the state tournament. And so I got to call their high school, and just knowing this is Charles Woodson, he's a football stud. He's going to Michigan. So Orlando Pace, he's phenomenal. He's going to Ohio State. But to call their basketball games was kind of funny. Ricardo, my reaction to Tom Brady entering or returning to the NFL. It doesn't really move my needle in any way. Doesn't move the needle for me in any such way. I wish he would have timed it differently. I think he took away from Selection Sunday, and I just wish he would have thought through his original decision, because he's got every right as an American to change his mind. But if he would have thought about it, he would have never retired to begin with. So there was a whole big circus of hype and attention given to him when he retired, and then when he unretired. He could have just stayed on the roster. Trivia question from Jordan Bowman. Dabo became the third FBS coach to win 150 games in his first 15 seasons. Name the other two. Keep in mind that they play more games now, so it has to be recent coaches. So you got to win 10 games per year. I got to think that Urban Meyer did that. Maybe not, but he would be in the running. Of course, he's got the best winning percentage of all time. So post World War II. So I got to say Urban Meyer. And it's got to be somebody recent. Pete Carroll didn't coach that long. Bob Stoops, 10 games per season, maybe. Think about that. Bob Stoops that would have been from 99 through 14 or 13 or 14. Bob Stoops, he's got to be there. Off the top of my head, I'd go Urban Meyer and Bob Stoops. Yeah. So Stoops and Meyer. We can look it up right now while we watch the last 3.5 minutes of this ball game here. If this stupid thing will cooperate with me. All right. So Urban Meyer. Mm-mm. 8 and 9 is 17, and that's 22 is 39 in 4 years. And then 39 and 65 is what? That's 104 in 104 in 10 years. Yeah, Urban Meyer easily. 104, 116, 128, 142, 154, 165. So Urban Meyer, easy 165. And then I got to think Bob Stoops. So he won 190, 179, 168, 160. Ooh. Yeah, Bob Stoops. Yeah, I think between all of us, we nailed that one pretty easily. Thank you, man. I wish I was. I'm forgetting a lot. Michael, I do have to say that I just seen that Penn State AD job opened up this summer. Throw your hat in the ring. That would just be good, good publicity for the YouTube channels. Just to put my hat in the ring. Yes, Tim. Idiotic rule. Have guidelines, but they should only be guidelines, not rules. Guidelines. Ricardo, why not Power Five conferences? Mark, why not Why not five power conferences rankings is the difference basket in football, Mike? I'm sorry, I can't make anything out of that. All right, buck 50 left, 69, 67. Yeah, I'm a sucker for trivia. Love it. This means one scoop, John, that I got to work with George on a regular basis. I love George, but there probably needs to be some distance there, some separation at times. Ooh. Swate. Yes, George. We would work together great in spurts. George is here. Ricardo believes that Drake London is the best wide receiver in the draft. I'm a Garrett Wilson guy. Lane Kiffin's a good coach, yes. Seems like he's grown up for the most part. Big miss. Here we go. Run one play. We are going to OT. Why? This drives me crazy. Why? This drives me crazy. I know nothing about basketball, except I did cover it for years and years and years. But I'm no basketball dude. They started that. They kicked out that rebound and repossessed the ball at 14 seconds left. How are they just getting a shot like that? Drive to the freaking basket, drive to the hole, force the defense to guard you, get a better shot, force the refs to have to make a call. That is such lazy, stupid basketball. Well, Rob, Mel Tucker's off to a good start, so he's already showing us that he can coach. Do not expect 11-2 every year, though. SEC dog. Mark, can you name the year Florida had a perfect season? Yes, there was one in whatever that means, LLs. Well, the two Urban Meyer championships were, of course, one loss, and the Steve Spurrier championship had one loss. I don't know for sure. Excuse me. Because it was had to be pre 1980, because that's when I started watching 78, 79. And they had some good teams under Charlie Pell that went, Charlie Pell then. Yeah, it had to be like a 60s team. Tell me, SEC dog. I don't know. That was before my time, I know. Is their national championship teams all lost a game? Oh, when they went 0-11. Okay, that was sometime in the late 70s, I believe. Didn't they go 0-11 in 79? 79? Bam! I nailed it. Yeah, I don't know why I remember that. 1979. Florida went But why am I blanking on the coach who followed Charlie Pell? Give me a second. I know this coach as well as I know anybody, but I'm blanking on their next coach after Charlie Pell had to give him up after NCAA violations. And then it was Charlie Pell. And then we've got some kind of house hunter show on over here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Charlie Pell was at Clemson at 1979. Galen Hall, yes, there we go, Tiger Hawk. Thank you so much for that. It was rolling around in here. Galen Hall, yes, did a nice job at Florida. I believe I believe you're right there, John. 1979. I think it might have been 78 though, with Arizona State. I might be wrong, but I believe you're off by just a year. There we go. The real MVP. I still got to fill out those brackets. I dread doing that. Here we go. Jordan. Which running back broke the NCAA record for most consecutive games with the TD this postseason? This past season? Huh. Really? A running back broke the all-time record for consecutive games with a touchdown. Well, I can't believe that it would have been Brian Robinson. Who did? I thought I heard that at one point. Running back with consecutive, let's see. Wow. You wouldn't think a running back in today's offenses would break that record. Who scored a lot of TDs? Brian Robinson, Will Shipley. Bijan Robinson didn't score that much. Kennedy Brooks, Travis Dye, Travion Henderson didn't carry it enough. Hassan Haskins. Oh, we're diving into the if it's in the group of 5, I probably won't remember him. Western Kentucky would have been the quarterback through all the touchdowns. Bailey Zappi, 62 touchdowns. Hmm. So this running back would have had to score every game this season and then games going back to last season. I don't think it's Kenneth Walker. Do we know the number? How many consecutive games, Jordan? Brees Hall. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. 3 minutes left. Porter, the next live. Good question. I'm on the road right now. And when, let's see, in about a week to, let's say about 2 weeks from now, I am hoping to announce what I hope to be. I'm hoping to announce what I hope to be. That makes sense. Standard live stream call-in show days and times. Like, how does it hit you to do, let's say, Monday and Tuesday night, Thursday and Friday night? And then I think during April, with the spring games every Saturday, I think we're going live every Saturday with spring games. All right, we're getting down to it. Sunday night. Then during the season, we'll figure that out as well. Porter, best coach not to win a national championship. Direct Schembechler. Interesting spelling there. Oh, banked it in. Pat Dye, Mark Richt, Bo Schembechler. Chip Kelly, least during his run at Oregon, but I'm not putting him in that category with those guys. I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah, those are three good ones right there. Bill Snyder. Mark D'Antonio. It is amazing. People, I posted a video when he retired because he just had to be honored, and I'm sure he was by others, but still, oh my goodness. Because you can't just look at the record and the bowl games and the rankings and all that. You just have to consider what Kansas State football was before Bill Snyder. It's just crazy. Don Nehlen, Porter. Don Nehlen had a good run at West Virginia. Ooh, look at this. 25 seconds left. Yeah, Bill Snyder with those other guys, but those other guys had better records. But what he did is crazy good at Kansas State. Go look at Kansas State's records in the 60s, 70s, and 80s before Bill Snyder got there. Like they were going 1-10 almost every year. They were that bad. Anybody else? Terry Donahue had a nice run at UCLA. Eddie Robinson, yes. We're going to go that route, Jeff. Good call. Frank Beamer, good call. I get a feeling some of you aren't going to want to hear this name, but Brian Kelly. Barry Alvarez. We'll see. You got time. Yes, go to the rim. Look at this. Are we going to have double overtime? Good Lord. Oh, my word. Okay. I need to load up here. Terry Donahue. We've got a good list going, Porter. Got a good list going. And you know, if you combine Stanford and Michigan, he's not near the top of that list, but he should be put on the list. You know who I'm talking about. Chris Peterson. Whittingham. Gary Barnett. Okay. Not going to go quite to that degree with Gary Barnett. But yeah, he did an amazing job there. Yes. Exploring with Ben and Sam. Go subscribe, please. So it looks like we've got a video coming up. The greatest coaches who have not won national championships. Hayden Fry. Earl Bruce, John Cooper. Yes, Hayden Fry. Look at this. Got a super chat coming in. How about that from our man DeAndre? DeAndre, we have been throwing around trivia questions all night. You would have been here. You would have been here tossing them out as well, I'm sure. BGPO Football Funk. Thanks, man. Last question that was thrown out was best college football coaches to not win a national championship. We've heard from Hayden Fry, Earl Bruce, Mark Richt, Pat Dye, Chris Peterson, Bo Schembechler, Jim Harbaugh, Bill Snyder. Frank Beamer. Pizza Woman Coach is a great show. It was a good one. Minnesota State. Joe Bo, name the two quarterbacks in college football history to exceed 4,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards in a single season. Bonus points for the years they did it. 4,000, 1,000. I am going to not look at the live chat. I've blown up the picture so I cannot see the live chat with any guesses on the two quarterbacks. It's 4,000, 1,000. Man, that's a lot of yardage. 4,000, 1,000. Not Deshaun Watson. On James Winston, Trevor Lawrence, 4,000, 1,000. I got to think that it's been fairly recent since they're playing more games. Marcus Mariota, his two last seasons at Oregon were ridiculous, ridiculous numbers, but I can't think of him running for 1,000 yards. USC hasn't had running quarterbacks. Brad Banks didn't throw for that kind of yardage. Man, Michael Robinson didn't throw for 4,000 yards. Denard Robinson didn't throw for 4,000 yards. Colt McCoy didn't run that much. Sam Bradford didn't run that much, or Jason White, or Josh Heupel. I can't think of the Auburn quarterback in the early 2000s. He was a first-round pick to the Washington Redskins. I actually watched him play in high school, but he didn't throw. That's a lot of yardage. Cam Newton only was there 1 year at Auburn, and I don't think he didn't throw for that kind of yardage, but they did make a national championship game, so they played in an SEC title game, so he played 13 games. Joe Burrow didn't rush for 1,000. All those Washington State quarterbacks under Leach did not run for 1,000 yards. Todd Reesing. Those Miami quarterbacks didn't run. Kelly, Kosar, Toretta. Charlie Ward didn't throw for that much, did he? Danny Werfel didn't run for that much. All those Illinois quarterbacks didn't run for that kind of yardage. The Georgia quarterbacks didn't run like that. Aaron Murray, Matthew Stafford, Eric Zaire. The Hawaii quarterbacks didn't run for 1,000. Andre Ware, David Klingler, they didn't run for 1,000. We're back down to an 87-84 game here. Oh, man. I got to think we're going in. See, this is where I'm weak. I'll remember any group of 5 quarterbacks you bring up, but I'm not going to be able to come up with them necessarily. None of the BYU quarterbacks. So I probably named him at some point. I don't know if it's somebody like Alex Smith. He could run. He ran, but 1,000 yards. You figure a 13-game season, they're running for like 80 yards a game. Tebow didn't throw for 4,000 yards. Those are big numbers. Those are big numbers. And I don't think Lamar Jackson threw. Well, maybe he did. He ran for 1,000. Lamar Jackson ran for 1,000. Did he throw for 4,000? Michael Vick didn't throw for that kind of yardage. I don't think. I'm going to watch the last 36 seconds here, and I'm going to come up with my answer, which is going to be, I know what it's going to be. I think I'll take a shot with, man, to throw for 4,000 yards in a 13-game season. Look at this. We're going to go to triple OT. You would have to be, you got to throw for about, you don't have to quite throw for, you got to throw for 300 yards a game. Drew Brees obviously didn't do it. Come on, put it in. There we go. Oh man, that did it right there. You got to chuck it. Oh man. Well, Johnny Bays, congratulations. D-Rock Irish, if you're out there anywhere, congratulations. So I was going to come up with an answer. I'm going to say Vince Young and Lamar Jackson. Those are my two. All right. Do we have an answer? Exploring with Ben and Sam. Yes. Subscribe to the channel. Notre Dame wins. Notre Dame listened to Mark and took it to the rack. Yes. I know nothing about basketball. Covered it for 10 years, but know nothing about basketball. But you force the refs to make a call if they hack you. It's a high percentage shot. You force the defense to, yes. It's a great game. We at least had a great game. And I want to know the answer to this trivia question. Did we get this trivia answer from Joe Bo? Johnny Manziel. I bet it was Johnny Manziel and Lamar Jackson. Oh, Kyler Murray. I wasn't thinking of him. Oh, Lamar Jackson never reached 4,000. So probably Kyler Murray and Johnny Manziel. Do we have our answer? All right. If we can't get our answer out of Jordan, I'm going to look it up because I'm guessing Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel. College stats. Johnny football. The guy was a knucklehead, but I loved watching him play. Well, he threw for 4,000 and Johnny Manziel threw for 4,000 and rushed for 1,000, but not in the same season. He ran for 1,400 yards and 21 touchdowns in his Heisman season. Wow. Okay, not Johnny Manziel. I said Vince Young. He didn't throw for 4,000 yards. Not even close. He ran for 1,000 twice. Deshaun Watson. That was the first name out of my mouth, but I didn't think he ran for 1,000 yards. And Kyler Murray. Okay. Good question there. Deshaun Watson, the first name out of my mouth. Man, he threw for almost 4,600 yards, but in his second season, 4,100 and 1,100. Okay. First name out of my mouth, Deshaun Watson, but I didn't go with him. What do we love about this channel? What do we love about this channel? I need to capitalize on it, whatever it is. What do we love about this channel? Let's see. What do we love? That my set sucks. Andrew Zhao and Freddie Kitchens. Johnny Mansell, that rushing season, he had 1,400 yards and 21 touchdowns. DeAndre, appreciate you being here, man. All right. Thank you for the answer. Appreciate that. All right, folks, appreciate you being here. And please subscribe to the Notre Dame channel. The Irish move on to play Alabama. There's a football matchup for us. And I don't know if I should waste my time doing another. Did you look at my brackets for the 128? I was thinking about kind of playing that through. Not chalk, but close to chalk, but kind of picking some upsets and playing that through. All right, everyone. I would start to name your names to say it seems like all the core people were here tonight for the most part, but that would take me too long. So you know who you are. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Thanks, DeAndre, for the super chats. We will see you guys soon. I'm going to be producing my all-time Big Ten and SEC program rankings, and my appearances are going to be a little sporadic for the next week or so, but we will be here as much as possible. And yeah, appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for all you do. Thanks for supporting. And join the Discord. Go to Patreon, search Mark Rogers TV, join Discord. So if you go to Patreon, sign up there, search Mark Rogers TV on Patreon, sign up there. I get you the link. You're on Discord. We can talk college football all the time. See you guys later. Thank you for being so loyal and making things fun. And we appreciate you, and we'll be back very soon.